Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's short video, we're going to review Ningguang. Ningguang is currently on the current child rerun banner, okay? His third banner overall, second rerun. So yeah, I will be reviewing the other characters as well, but in coming future videos later today and tomorrow. So stay tuned for those. But anyway, before we begin, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, please hit the notification bell, and also please leave me comments and questions. And what do you guys think about Ningguang? Are you guys, do you guys have her already? Do you guys, are you polling for her on this banner? Do you like her? Do you not like her, etc.? Now, I will say she is actually one of my earlier characters that I started using after I stopped using my original team. My original team, I basically used them for too long, let's put it that way. And so she was one of my first characters outside of my original team that I did enjoy using, actually. The only issue is that she is GEO, and GEO unfortunately doesn't really resonate well or combine well with any other element, right? So that's the only issue. But she's a strong DPS and sub-DPS, depending on how you want to build her and use her. So I will not be focusing on the other characters here, but I did give her, I will be giving her a Bennett buff and maybe a Kujo Sara buff if I can time it right, and a Zhongli just for shielding purposes, for the elemental resonance as well. Okay, so let's get to it. So my Ningguang, I stopped playing with her, but anyway, she's only 86 out of 90. These are her stats based on her current build. She's not like super OP the way that I built her, but she's decent. Okay, so yeah, and then these things are these these damage bonus, excuse me, is related to, I guess, the elemental resonance with Geo. Okay, and then her weapon. So she has many options, but because she is a DPS or sub DPS, you would want to stack her with attacks and like crit rates basically and crit damage. So I gave her a Lost Prayer, and I did talk about my 5-star weapons and if you should refine them or not, and or should you keep duplicates, etc. So do check out that video. That's one of my earlier videos, but it is still valid. And with that being said, I gave her 1 here. Klee is my other one that has that, but I gave her 2, so it's R2. Dodoko Tails is also a good one on Ningguang because she utilizes charged attacks a lot. Normal attack is also important for her, but charge attack. So this is a good one if you guys participated in 1.6 for the Midsummer Island Adventure with Klee. This is a good weapon. Solar Pearl obviously matches her aesthetically and is a really good weapon overall. I have it here at R5. This was previously on her as well. They're both good. Technically, they're equivalent in many ways. This obviously the 5-star one will have a little bit higher base attack and crit rate substat, but this one basically at R5 is 40% damage, right? More or less increase for skill and the burst. This one is basically 8% damage bonus every 4 seconds for 4 stacks, so it's 32. It's not like as strong as the other one. However, because of the higher crit rate and basically another 50-ish attack, it kind of evens out almost, in my opinion, more or less. Obviously, if I had this at higher refines, if she was using Klee's, which is a little bit higher, so 10 times 4 is 40, then that would be more comparable. But I'm just going to leave her at this one because this may be more attainable if some of you lost on the 50-50 for some banners or standard banners, or maybe you pulled for this, okay? Okay, so as a Geo character, I'll quickly go over the other weapons choices for her. You could also consider her for the Wit Sith. However, Wit Sith has 3 options that are random. One of them is Elemental Mastery, which is useless for Geo character, so you really only want the other 2 out of it, which is increasing elemental damage and increasing attack, okay? So this is okay because it has crit damage substat, and this has been on many recent banners as well, weapon banners, so it's okay, but it's not the best because one of the 3 of them will be useless on her, because Elemental Mastery is for reactions, and unfortunately the only reaction Geo currently has is to create shielding crystals. Okay, so you would skip the HP ones, those don't really matter to her. However, I will say that you will get enough HP possibly on your substats maybe for her, because she does scale off of HP for her screen, which I will get into when I talk about her talents. Okay, Elemental Mastery again is useless for her. Elemental Mastery useless for her, so I'm skipping those. Energy Recharge. She does not have major energy issues, so you should not worry about energy recharge. The Blackcliff Agate could be an option for her as well, because it has a crit damage substat, and it increases attack after you kill enemies. So that's not bad. And Elemental Mastery means nothing to her. Okay, so we skipped all the other weapons, so we're good. So basically, yeah, and then of course the other 5-star weapons that I don't have are Skyward Atlas, so that could work on her as well, because it's an attack substat. Let me see. Everlasting Moonglow, which is for Kokomi, is HP, so I would skip that one. The other ones that you can craft are the prototype Amber, which is also technically for Kokumi, and that one you can skip too. So basically, yeah, her unfortunately for the Catalyst, it's limited. So it's either the Lost Prayers, or maybe the Solar Pearl, or the Dodoko Tales, or the Witsith right now, based on what I have. There are possibly other options out there that I might be just slipping from my head here, that are 4-star maybe, that are attack based. Do let me know if you guys use other weapons on her, but I think these are the only viable ones for her for now. Okay, moving along. Artifacts wise, so she is okay, versatile. So I have just 2-piece Gladiator, 2-piece Archaic. I'm not gonna rebuild her. I'm not gonna like refarm stuff for her. Obviously in this late game, and I don't even use her anymore. But at the same time, she's a solid character to have, especially if you're early or mid game now, or even late game, and you want to use her or build her. That's fine. Okay, so she would do well with obviously Gladiators plus 18%, the 2-piece, or Shimenawas is the same thing, right? She would do well with the Wandering set. However, the only issue with the Wandering set, let me just find one just as an example, is that the 2-piece bonus is Elemental Mastery, which is useless to her. So you would have to get a 4-piece for her to have something, so you would be sacrificing your 2-piece bonus, right? Because your 4-piece will give her extra charge attack by 35%, which is strong for her, right? So that's an option to consider, especially if you're early game, maybe you don't have access to the other types of domains yet, etc., or artifact pieces. Okay. So I did mention briefly about her HP scaling. You don't need to worry too much about that. I mean, you could if you want to make her more like tanky and also like increase her like Jade Screen's endurance, but I don't think it's necessary. So you wouldn't give her like a tenacity set or anything like that. Um, she doesn't have energy recharge issues, so you don't need emblem set on her. Again, 2-piece Shimenawa should be okay for attack plus 18%. You could also consider maybe, and this could be probably something viable now, because this is new. You can do a 4-piece set on her because her elemental skill is casting her screen. However, let's see what happens. But then her normal and charge attack and all that will be increased. Yes. So a 4-piece Shimenawa will be really good for her now. I'm not going to give it to her. I'm not going to rebuild it for the purpose of this video, and I don't plan to anyway. So keep that in mind. If you're new with her and you're able to farm this dungeon and you are okay to build her out with that, I think a 4-piece Shimenawa set would be really good for her. And I've done other videos about Shimenawa set for Hu Tao and Child as well. It's actually a really good set. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's obviously good for Yoimiya as well. Okay, so moving along. Okay. I just want to quickly sum this up quickly. There is also, let me see, she had a GEO piece. Here we go. Okay, so she would do obviously well with a 2-piece GEO for the GEO bonus, but she will also do well with a 4-piece because you would, anytime she gets an elemental shard for creating a crystallized or basically the shield crystals, then all her party members will be buffed. However, because if you're using her as a DPS or a sub-DPS, you want her on field all the time or more of the time. So really buffing your party is only if you want to swap her out. So keep that in mind. That's why I didn't go with that initially. Okay, so yeah, those are pretty much her only builds, more or less. So it's not like she's bad or anything, it's just that there aren't that many more builds for her because of her element GEO. So okay, and then she's not a physical damage character, so you would skip the Pale Flame and Bloodstained as well. Okay, moving along, constellation wise, I have her at C6, but I will say once you get her at C1, it makes her stronger because it creates AoE damage. C2 is really just giving a cooldown reset once her Jade Screen is shattered. C3 obviously adds 3 levels. C4 increases the elemental resistance for nearby characters. C5 adds 3 levels, and C6 is when her Star Shatter, which is her alt, when it's used, then she'll gain 7 Star Jades. And the title of this video is actually Star Jades Are Deadly because that's her big thing. You want to capitalize on her Star Jades. Moving along. So here her normal attack is very important, so do level it up. I have not, again, I'm not rebuilding her or building her further, but I left her at originally 7. This is 6 technically, plus 3, and this is 7 as well. But I would recommend, if you can, leave her at 666 or build her out towards 777 or 888. You do not need to crown this character, but obviously if you love her, you can. You don't even need to go to 9, like as a normal, like 9 not plus 3, I mean, you know, that's okay too. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Okay, so the bulk of her damage comes from normal attack, and you do need to proc the normal attack to stack up for her to get her the Star Jades. Okay, that's her gimmick, let's call it. So you need to like stack her up and get a bunch of Star Jades for her. Then you have to shoot out your charge attack so that it will give more damage. And you also want to release her Jade Screen, which is her E. This will block some enemies' projectiles, and also it will scale off of her HP for the endurance. And also when it shatters, one of these ones down here. Sorry, this one. Yeah, when she walks through it, I'm sorry, not shatters. A character that passes through this for herself will gain 12% GEO bonus for 10 seconds, so that's important. As well as when we talk about the alt, okay, this is when we're talking about the shattering. So the alt is when you basically hold it down and you shoot a bunch of star jades out at them, and it's homing, okay? It's massive geo damage, as it says. Now, if the star shatter is cast while the jade screen is on screen or nearby, the jade screen will fire out additional projectiles at the same time. So that's why it's kind of like a 2-in-1. Yeah. And then, yes, basically when she's in possession of star jades that float behind her, her charge attack does not consume stamina, which is definitely a buff for her DPS window. Yeah. And then her other talent is that she can locate ores for you on the map, which is very helpful as well, especially when you're earlier game and you're trying to make them like pin them on your map with the map pins. Yeah, perfect. So anyway, let's just put her in action and let's go right to it. I'm gonna shield up first. I'm gonna throw this down. I'm gonna break his shield first. So give me 1 sec here. Okay, here we go. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to put the screen out. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, this is just her normal attack. So I'm getting the star jades behind her, and I didn't walk through the screen yet, and I wasted. Unfortunately, yeah, I pressed the screen and it was on top of the boss. So unfortunately, she couldn't walk through it. There we go. Yeah, and then like, here, let's just walk through it just for the purpose of showing this. I'm sorry, I didn't plan it out properly. Okay, so it broke her star shield. That's okay. Here, hang on. Sorry, this is not the perfect example because when I proc her thing, here, let's just. Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. Let me redo this. I apologize. Let me just get out of here first. Give me 1 sec. This is embarrassing. Sorry, because obviously that didn't happen the way that I wanted it to. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna reset here and redo this. Okay. The reason why I wanted to reset is because I kept screwing up by putting the star jades in front of her, which is basically where the boss is, and therefore it wouldn't appear. So I don't want to like do that again, where it will screw up this. So let me retry this. Sorry, and this time I'm going to avoid the Bennett buff in this case. Let's just go straight for Ningguang because she's strong enough. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly break the shield again, and then I'm going to do the thing in the back. Okay. Okay, so we walk through. So regular attack is not bad, right? Okay, now I'm going to do the Bennett buff. And then we're just going to keep proccing this. And then we're going to release yeah, see? And then you basically are doing like taps of normal attack and then charge attack. And then normal attack and then charge attack. Because she died, her ult is gone. Yeah, so that's the unfortunate part. So let me see if I can get some energy for her. Okay, that did not go well. I'm trying to get energy for her, just so that she can get her thing back up. I'm trying to show you her ult, if it will let me. I'm not trying to kill it with the other characters. Okay. So she doesn't have energy issues, it's just that right now I'm not using her properly. Okay, there we go. Okay. So let me just put the screen out. See, because it touched it? Oh, okay, whatever. Let's just throw it out. Okay, it's actually really strong, even without the screen, okay? So, there you go. And then when you do another charge attack afterward, I'm sorry. So, I can only say that this was a fail in the sense that of my demonstration, but my overall demonstration of her as a DPS and solid sub-DPS character is there, that she is solid, okay? Even just at the levels that I have her at, okay? Look, like, of course I died, yes, because I was standing in front of the line of fire and I was trying to like do the shield thing. Of course the shield thing will not appear whenever it touches the enemy because it just doesn't appear. It's just like Zhongli's pillar. So I'm sorry, that didn't work out the best, but basically that's more or less what it is. Yeah, let's just go and if you'll let me, I'll just quickly go and kill the fire one as well. You know, just for comparison's sake, whatever, right? And then so because it's fire, I won't bother with Bennett. So let's just. Yeah, maybe because I was trying to do too many things at once, so maybe that kind of also made me, you know, screw that up. So let me just put Mona there, just so I can like break the shield, and then yeah. And also, speaking of Mona and other characters like Kazuha and Sucrose, because they give you an elemental mastery pass over if you have those unlocked for the constellations, that does not benefit Ningguang or other GEO characters. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so she doesn't have any thing right now. Let me just see if I can get her somebody that can give her lots of energy. Maybe we'll use Sucrose. I'm just gonna do this again. I just want to do one that's kind of like... Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, whatever. Let's just do this. Proc, proc, proc. See the arrows are floating around her? See, she's a charge attacker for sure. Okay, let's see. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna break the shield again. Or is there no shield again? Okay, let's just try this again. Oh, see? Then it didn't pop again. That's okay. Because again, like, because her shield is, like, her little screen is actually really big. So, like, when it's in the way, like, yeah. Okay, let's just finish it off. See, yeah. She's very easy to use. It's just basically normal attack, normal attack, normal attack, and then, like, you would just, you know, spam charge attack. See, now these are the star jades from her ult. Obviously, if it was still alive, then you would just do another charge attack afterward, and then all of them shoot out, okay? So, like, she has so much potential, and that's why I said, like, her star jades are deadly. So I definitely recommend this character. Again, my demonstration was kind of a fail. Like I said, I died the first time, and then the second one, I guess I didn't set it up properly. Again, it was just because her shield was too big, it's too wide. So anyway, but it is it is very useful though, just keep that in mind. You don't need to build her up to have HP just to make the shield bigger, you just need to have a shield in my opinion, just so you can walk through it and get that little attack bonus. It's worth it, okay? So anyway, I just want to leave it there for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please leave a like. If you thought that was funny that I died and all that stuff, please definitely leave those comments too, that's fine. I don't mind, I'm going to leave it and not edit this out. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Leave me some comments and questions, and definitely let me know if you guys like Ningguang, are using her, do you plan to pull for her, etc. And I will be doing another video right after this one, doing maybe one of the other characters from the current banner. So I'll see you there. Thank you.